So we're at the third class of the music theory. I want to make sure everybody knows how to access the exercises to do them. So in the big theory folder, you have a very important folder called exercises. Like that. So you go into here and you choose. So far we've covered step, half step, skipping, stepping. So you should know what those terms mean, and this is for you to understand what to do. So let's open one of them up and see. Sometimes it's even a review. This is a review of what I explained in class. What is a scale? A scale is a ladder, and the notes go in one direction. And a whole tone scale, so it's a ladder of alphabet letters, right? You can start anywhere. You can start on A, you can start on C, you can start on E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. You start on E, you end on E, that's called a scale. And the letters always change by one letter at a time. Anything like that is called a scale. So here, I have covered in class, I think it's the first class, module 1, whole tone scale. C, D, E, F, G, A. And then we're stuck, because then if we are really moving by whole steps, we're going to end up on C. So there's no B in this scale. So C to D, 2 half steps, 1 whole step. D to E, 2 half steps, 1 whole step, etc. Right? All of these have whole steps between them. That means 2 half steps. Now, can I call these differently? Of course I can. I can call C B sharp. So for the whole tone scale, it doesn't matter what you call them here. If I call the C B sharp, that would still be a whole tone scale. B sharp to D is 1 whole tone. So the exception for when I'm saying that the letters have to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like all the letters, that's for major and minor scale. For whole tone scale, the letters don't have to always follow each other, right? I can call this C, B sharp, and you could see here we skipped A to C. And it's okay, because it's a very particular scale, which Debussy has used a lot in his song. I have inserted a YouTube about Debussy and whole tone scale in your module 1. If you're interested, those who are advanced, in hearing about what the whole tone scale sounds like when you're using it in a composition, you will have examples there. And chromatic scale is only half steps, half step, half steps, half step, half steps, half steps, half step, etc. So of course you have many. That's a chromatic scale. Now, what they recommend is if you are writing a chromatic scale going up, then you just use the same letter and you put a sharp to it. So that's what they recommend when you're going up. When you're going down, you use the same letters and then you do a flat to it. So down, you're going down C, B, A, but first you have to pass by that black key, B flat, A flat, G flat, F. Between F and E, there's no black key, E flat, D flat, D flat, C. Right, that's chromatic scale going down. So that's recommended that when you're going up, you sharpen things. All these are sharps. And when you're going down, you flatten things. So I would recommend you review that, and then you can write all your notes that way.
So Dr. Doe,
Yes.
on the module from last week, you attached some supplementals similar to this, but addressing what you had covered. So that's what's going to happen today with these. You're going to attach them to the module, and then we're going to review them.
These are already there on your folder.
Okay.
So if you want to take note from the
Oh,
Zoom,
yeah, let's
you
do
could
that.
do, it's just write, I need to go to the theory folder. I need to go to exercises, where most of the time you will have to go to exercises. And then I need to find half whole step skip. And the one that I just opened is chromatic. WT is whole tone. Chromatic whole tone scales. That's the one I just opened. That's easier. If you want this one where you're just saying, okay, what would be half a step higher? And you have to draw that note. You could do this exercise. Half whole steps exercises, writing notes. So F sharp. If you think this is too easy for you, then don't bother doing this. B, what is the half step up from B?
C.
C, because there's no black key. And then here is half step lower. What is a half step down from D? Oh no, F, because we are in bass clef. This is F. What is a half step down from F?
E.
E. So you're gonna draw, oops, I can't draw very well with my mouse. E. So if this is too easy for you, you don't have to print this one. That's why I prefer, if you guys are at very different levels. I would prefer if you remember, take notes. Oh, this one is a good one for me, and just write the name of the exercise down. That way you can find the exact same sheet. So that was this one, and then whole steps. Same kind of exercise, but you have to write a note that is a whole step away from the note they gave you. Just be careful. Sometimes it's bass clef, right? So what is a whole step lower than this note?
Would be E flat.
Whole step.
Would be a
Two
D.
half
D.
steps.
A D.
C. This is C.
A D.
No?
This is not C. Look
D.
at what
Be a
I
D.
put in red here, then
Lower.
bass clef.
Oh, that's bass clef.
So it's not C. So you do have to know the name of the note, right? You cannot just blindly.
Lower from the printed note.
So
I mean,
what's the name?
That's E.
that's the E. So lower is a C, right?
A D, but it's a whole, so be a D.
Whole step lower.
I mean C. Yeah.
D.
No.
D.
This is E.
Yeah.
E is here. What is a whole step lower?
Oh.
Here.
D.
D.
Here
That's
to
a
here
D.
is half. Here to here is half. So a whole step lower would go to this key, which is D.
D.
Yeah. So you would write D. Let's try to do this one.
Would be F, G, A.
Again, a lot of you are not looking at your clef. Look at
E.
your clef, bass clef, treble clef. It gives you a different name.
That's A.
G.
That's
Sharp,
A,
A sharp.
with a little tic-tac-toe, meaning
Sharp.
it's
Sharp. A
sharp.
sharp.
Exactly. I'm going to put that in pink.
Wait a
A
minute.
sharp is this one. This is A sharp.
Oh, A sharp. Oh, okay. A sharp would be
Now,
G sharp. Would be G
one
sharp.
whole step lower than A sharp,
Would be G sharp.
it would be here. That's one whole step lower. Yes. It would be G sharp. The answer is G sharp. Okay, how about this one? This one is a difficult one, I'm telling you in advance.
This one there?
Oh, that's an F.
Remember, we are in this clef.
Would be
D. No,
oh,
no,
oh, no,
no.
would be E flat.
D sharp.
If
So
we're
the name
going
of
down,
this is
F.
F, which is
F.
this
would be
key.
D sharp.
And one whole step is not this one, but this one.
Oh,
So what's the name of this black key?
D sharp.
E,
D
E.
sharp.
E flat. E flat.
Going down though, E
E
flat.
E flat. E flat.
Flat.
Technically, you could draw D sharp also,
Okay.
But because we're going down,
because we're going down. Yeah,
we're using
it's
flat.
better to use flats.
E flat.
Okay, so you can kind of understand. If you still have a hard time, maybe you should print this page out for the whole set.
Okay, so I did try to go into, I'm in the theory file, but there's a bunch of files in there. Which specific one is these in? Mine doesn't.
Exercises.
Okay, exercises. I think I was there and I didn't see this one. Okay, let me go
And
back.
then half and whole step. Skip.
Half and whole step. Okay, I'm in there now. I don't see that one with the little piano. What's it called?
This one,
Let me see.
the one I
Half
just
whole
closed up.
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't click on it. Now I see the piano. Okay, I'm gonna do that one today. Thank you.
Okay, great. So that one is a good one. And in terms of half
That's
whole,
got it.
I want to make sure you really get the half whole because we moving on counting halves and wholes pretty, right?
Yes.
So here it is. Chromatic. That means half step. When you see the word chromatic, it just means half step. They want you to write a chromatic. That means a half step. And then this exercise you could do. Today we're covering what the word diatonic means. So after today you can do both lines, but you've learned the word chromatic so far, right?
Yes.
So chromatics means a half step. And they want that note to be above the notes they gave you, above. So that means you have to write a note half step above, higher than this one.
G. Oh, no. Yeah, G.
No,
No, half.
No.
half
F
step
sharp.
only. Half
F
step.
sharp.
You have to look at your keyboard.
Oh, F sharp. F sharp.
That's right, F sharp then, right. And then for the A flat, this is A flat.
Would be
A.
A. Would be A.
A, but A natural, because you need
Oh.
to learn the accidental natural. So you not only drawing an A, because the flat is good for the whole bar. If you just draw the A here, that A that you drew is still flat. So in order to say cancel the flat, you have to draw a sign that looks like this. That's called a natural sign. It cancels the sharps of the flat. So that's a new thing, right? Natural sign. What does it do? It cancels either flat or
So-
sharps in
So if,
the same measure.
oh, and this, so that's when you use it if you want to change it back in the same measure. Otherwise you wouldn't put that, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You don't need to put it. Naturally speaking, if you see a note, you just play that note, right? So you only would use it if you need to cancel. So I'm going to do a screenshot of this so that it can be sent. So chromatic above, right, a chromatic note above. which is what we're doing. And that was a hard one, right? So you could see that we have to do the same over here for this note, this one, G flat. Half a step above is G, natural, the white key. But you can't just write the G, you have to write the G with this natural sign. So let me screenshot this. There you go. Okay, so I'll send the screenshots. And today we're going to cover diatonic. Diatonic, briefly speaking, just means what? It belongs to your scale, your major scale or your minor scale. You haven't learned yet major scale or minor scale, so just briefly speaking, that's what it is. Oops, I need to erase. Okay, then still in the same folder, sharps and flat. I think most of you already know this, so that's why. But I'm opening it so you can see if this applies to you. Where is it? I think you all know where on the keys your sharps are. What do we call this key sharp? F sharp, etc. And then um, sharp flats. To draw a sharp, this is how you draw a sharp. Just so that you are being meticulous. So this is more for little children because they can't draw very well and they can't control their pen very well. You just want to make sure that when you're drawing the sharp, that the middle of your tic-tac-toe falls exactly where this note is. Because this is where the middle of the tic-tac-toe is where you're saying that note there is being sharp. So you never have to draw a sharp. You actually have your music printed for you. So drawing sharps to me is not as important, but it's important to know that you can always look at the sharps and know, oh, what note will be sharp in this song? You look at the middle of the tic-tac-toe, and that's right here where this note would be. And that note is F. That means the whole song, all the notes that have F, whether it's this F or this F, they will be sharp because it's written at the beginning of your lines. And when it's written at the beginning of your lines, that is called key signature. And so for some of you whose English is not the first language, this is what a key signature is. It's written at the beginning of each line. So one sharp, you know what note wants to be, you want to know what note is sharp? You look in the middle of your tic-tac-toe. And the note right there is going to be sharp. That means an F. But it doesn't mean just that F that falls on that line. It means all the F, whether it's this F, you can draw a ledger line and draw an F way down here, or draw a ledger line and draw an F way up here. They're all sharp. Because the sharp that's here at the beginning of each line, it's called key signature. It means all the Fs, no matter how high or how low your F is. That's a key signature. Same thing with the flat. You look exactly where the middle of that circling thing is, right next to your note. So when you look at this, you can see exactly where that flat is. Okay, what note will be flat in this song? Is exactly the note that falls right here on that line. That's where I see my flat, right? And notice where the flat for the bass clef is written. Exactly the same note B on that line, because in bass clef, that's B. So now always notice that the sharps of the flat is written for a certain note name. That means all the B's you will encounter in this song whether it's this B, this B, this B, this B, this B, they're all flat.
So if it's in the signature, it's flat, but the note's not gonna show a flat when you get to it, is what you're saying, right?
Exactly. You don't see the sign flat next to it, but you kind of know. You just have to remember all the B's will be flat. That's what a key signature is for. So that one was that I just closed off is about this, drawing sharps and flats. There's also something about a staccato dot in there. Let me do staccato. You remember you've learned about the dot next to a note? So a dot next to a note is like this. If my stem is up, my dot is here. And that means different things. We've seen what that means last week. Here we're talking about a dot above or below a note. You see where the dot is? It's there. It's a different thing. That word is staccato. Whereas these dots is making the note longer. Last week we've seen that. This dot is equal to half of the value of the quarter note, so it's equal to that, right? So these are different kinds of dots, and this dot also is equal to that. But these dot now that you're learning, which is under the note or above the notes, it's a staccato. What is staccato? So let me play for you this line the way it is right now, where I see only the staccato sign for the first note, second note, this note, this note. Then I would play staccato, staccato, not staccato, staccato, not staccato, staccato. So staccato means making the note very short, much shorter than the amount of time it needs to be. So there are some songs where you want that, particularly instrumental songs, because most vocal songs that you sing, you don't want staccato. Right? Most of the time, when you sing, you have a smooth line. But it's just a vocabulary that you need to cover in theory. So there it is.
I have a question about that then, Dr. Doe, in terms of counting. How would that work
It doesn't
for
change
shortening?
the value of the note at all. It's still a
Uh-huh.
quarter note. It's just that you're making it shorter. So if the yellow dot are not there, highlighted
Mhm.
yellow dot, I would play. Notice how fast I was playing. So my quarter note was this speed, right? So now. Right? I didn't change the speed. I didn't change the value of the note. It's still a quarter note. Except
So you remove your finger so that
yes,
it
I
right?
remove my finger a bit faster. So
Okay,
let me
okay.
just add another dot, staccato dot here, so I can play the whole line now will be staccato, right? I'm gonna play again. Now all the notes have a staccato dot. If I play exactly with staccato dot, this is the speed I'm going at, and it's if the dots were not there, it would be the same speed. I did not change the value of the note. The note is not longer, shorter in terms of the amount of time I'm allowing in that space for it. Right? Now, if you were playing, let's say, the violin, and the dots are there, you absolutely have to bow and lift off the string. Bow, bow, bow. You might go down bow, up bow, down bow, up bow, but it's a very short amount of your bow. If you were playing legato, which is the reverse of staccato, you can bow one bow on the same string and just change the pitch. So you're linking the sound together, but you're not playing faster. The value of the note is still quarter note. Okay, I think that is enough. That was this one. Okay, so that is a good folder, I think. The folder called half step, whole step. This is one of the first folders you should do, half step, whole step. So let me just put a number 1 on it, because it's like some of these folders are more basic than others. And a slur tie also, because, but I think most of you recognize what a slur is, what a tie is. This is also number 1 because it's very basic. Okay, now we're going to start reviewing a little more advanced folders.